Hey, thanks everyone for coming out. We were just going to do a little presentation on how to win a cannabis competition. When you win a cannabis competition, I know for myself, the first really major one I won was in 2012 when I won the Cannabis Cup in Denver for Shatter, and it immediately quadrupled my income, you know? People say like, you know, these contests and stuff, they're like, you know, quote unquote dick measuring contests, but the fact of the matter is they can make or break someone's career who's trying to do this full time. So I'm gonna start off, I've won over 20 awards. I've won like 5 High Times awards and a bunch of other stuff too. I don't even keep track anymore, but fact of the matter is it's done a tremendous amount to get my brand Top Shelf Extracts out like all over the world. And yeah, we're just gonna break down the different competitions where we won awards and how we did it. This is Mike from Medi Bros and Joey from Peace Oil, yeah. We'll let them introduce themselves now too.
Mike with Medi Brothers. We've definitely won quite a few awards, High Times, 710 Cup, the recent Chalice, we just took second place with Piss and Excellence. And yeah, we definitely won a bunch, hard to remember them all. Had a lot of fun, and we definitely have some tricks and things we can help out and show you guys how to, you know, go forward with trying to win a cup.
I'm Farmer Joe with Peace Oil. I won a few competitions. I got a bunch of tips for you too. Also, I dabble in a few different companies in Washington, Oregon, Michigan, California, and pretty much all of them won competitions. So I got some tips.
Right on. So I guess let's first start with High Times. When you enter a High Times competition, 30% of your score immediately goes to lab results. The other 70% is broken down in like 6 weighted categories, and you know, some you get more points for than others, even though you might score a perfect 10 in looks. Taste is weighted a lot heavier. So as far as lab results go, especially nowadays, it's just about pointless to enter Shatter to try to win a cannabis competition with High Times. It's just about pointless, because just about every time your residuals are going to be a little bit higher, and butter or wax or anything that's like whipped or has nucleated will be really, really low in the residuals. So that right off the bat, like you're not playing on an even field with Shatter and butter, because test results will right off the bat mess you up with Shatter. The rest of it, taste and smell, that's the heaviest weighted one of all. So stuff that tastes really good, like for example, this one company, Dabalicious, they've just been sweeping High Times cups all over the place. Because what they're actually doing is enhancing their flavor by adding freeze-dried fruit to make their stuff taste a little better. So that's a little trick that they're doing. What would you say about High Times?
High Times is mainly for us, is packaging is weighted the most with edibles. The packaging is what's crushed it for us. But the test results is also the most important in working with a particular lab. You need to figure out in each place what lab they're using for testing, because that's the most important, because you're going to get a different test result out of every single lab you use. So I tried to test with every lab that High Times picks. So I'll do 3 or 4 tests in that area with all the different labs and kind of try to, you know, do my research on which one they're picking to go forward with the result I'm going to use, or the edible I'm going to use to enter the cup.
When it comes to High Times, there's actually quite a bit of strategy because of the test results and different judges. Every region, they always have different people judging. A lot of times they have the same judges, but you'll end up judging different categories. So you never really know who's going to be smoking what or anything. And the test results are huge. Like Dan was saying, the residuals, right off the bat, that 30%, if you enter butter instead of a Shatter, it's going to pretty much come back 0 ppm. And a lot of times, butter's a lot terpier. So they're going to open that jar and they're just going to be like, oh damn, that smells good, and that's going to boost your score up way high. Also, there's other things you can shoot for with High Times, like CBD. I've won the CBD category at High Times. And with that, I really didn't even care about the consistency. I just cared about getting it 0 ppm. Like, it was a Charlotte's Web entry, and I think it came back at like 82% CBD. And I left it in the oven for like 10 days just to let it keep boiling. I think it was like 140 degrees even, just because I wanted to get it as clean as I possibly could, because it wouldn't butter up, because CBD is hard to butter up. the long story short, test results are huge. So if you're going to be going for high times, make sure your stuff's going to be tested clean and high.
Do you guys have any high times related questions? No? Okay. Well then, let's talk about the Secret Cup, this one, how you win here. We do it a little bit differently at the Secret Cup. We have the actual contestants judge each other in a blind tasting. So, you know, they'll even get their own entry back and they'll vote on it, but that vote is just automatically kicked out by the computer. And then we have another category, which is just strictly lab results. So the lab results determine the winners of the terps. They determine the winner of the highest THC, and they determine the winner of the highest CBD. But I'd like to ask Joey, because he's actually placed first at Michigan Cup.
Secret Cup's got a lot of strategy too, because every region, like I say, is especially going to be different because it's the extractors. And like in SoCal, you got certain people, like you got the OGs that are heavy, and up in the Pacific Northwest, you got a lot of other flavors like lemony flavors and tangy flavors that are popular. Out east, they really don't even care about the texture or the consistency. Like over here, if you want to enter best shatter, it better be freaking shatter, or if you're not going to win it. Over there, you can enter sap and you might win best shatter because they really care about best terps. I mean, now I think that categories have changed, but you could enter something that was clear and pull and snappy and still win best shatter over there, and it's just not going to happen over here. So the regions are huge.
I think you got a best butter once, right?
Yeah, best butter. And really, truly, it comes down to flavor and taste. I mean, you really, if the terpene levels aren't there, you might as well not enter it. And there's been people entering all kinds of stuff. If you don't got a smell, you might as well leave it at home.
That's true. Source your material. Material sourcing is huge. You can't just like make some oil and enter it because there's no way you're going to win. You need to have something really special in the Secret Cup because you're competing against extractors who are going to really harshly judge you. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, you really need to soil the oil. You need to have control from start to finish. That's been our key, that's his key. Yeah. That's most of the winners' keys.
Soiled oil.
Yeah, I'd say about 70% of the people that have won have either grown it themselves or they work closely with somebody that does grow it themselves. Now how about other contests?
How about chalice? Let's talk about chalice.
Okay.
Chalice was awesome for edibles. There was 280 edibles. We entered 3. Edible that ended up winning was a 72-hour turnaround from grabbing the shatter from Pissing Excellence, creating the edible, the packaging, and back in LA for Tuggy's Cup. That I didn't believe it was going to win. I didn't think it had a chance because of how quickly we had to do the packaging. You never know. I mean, if you got the flavor in any product, if you got the flavor and the consistency and the packaging is key. I mean, if you don't have the proper packaging, you might as well just stop right there.
Chalice is a huge one because it's one of the bigger ones in the industry now. There's a lot of people that go, and the people that go and compete in that are really recognizable people in the industry. So you're not just competing against some backdoor growers, you're actually competing against the top people in the industry. It's a really tough competition. The way they do the judging is pretty fair too because, I mean, you've got your private judges that they invite in that have actually like a higher score in the judging, but then they also have the public judges that can also vote too. So it can go either way depending on who likes what. There's also a lot of entries. It's not like you're just going to enter Chalice and have it easy. There's a lot of people there. So sourcing your proper material and having the proper extraction methods or whatever method you're going to do, whether it be flour or edibles or even lotions, you need to package your stuff right and have it extracted from the proper material.
Yeah, if you think about it, you're competing against over 100 people in some of these categories for Chalice, so you absolutely have to have a complete standout in order to place and do well.
I got third place non-solvent and Mila's favorite hash at Chalice, so that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, we took second place for edible, and I like I said, I didn't think it had a chance, but you never know. You never know. If everything's all perfect, you have a chance.
Do we have any questions at this point? Right on. So I guess just break down your absolute best tips and tricks for winning.
My best trick is sourcing it from the beginning to the end, making sure that you have every single part taken taken care of, and spend a few months doing it. I mean, don't try to race something through. Plan a project, make it a project, and start it from finish, from beginning to end with one singular thing. And you need to pick your pony and go with it.
It's really easy if you have your own grow and you can do soil to oil, because then you don't really have to, be stressing on where you're going to get your material for these cups. I mean, it's a big sacrifice that you're also going to have to take, because it's not cheap to just throw in these concentrates and then the entry fees and then spend the time coming here because everybody has to work. But it's also a sacrifice that you have to take. I mean, if you're willing to make that sacrifice and you win these cups, it can really help your business a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, the reason we started the Secret Cup was because, like, I saw what a dramatic effect it had on my own personal life. Just winning the first award that I did, and it's really just carried me a long ways. And I just wanted to open it up so that other people would have that opportunity too. Like, my favorite thing in the world isn't even when one of my friends wins the competition. It's when, like, someone that I don't even know, complete unknown, just like breaks out in the scene with our competition. In the end, I think it brings out the best and the worst in people, because you absolutely try your best when you put in an entry. And like Joe was saying, it's a huge investment. You figure, like, we're probably the cheapest one at $200, but usually it's like $500 to $1,000 you have to pay just to enter. There's all the material you're using that you could have sold somewhere else. So it's a big sacrifice, but for the ones that win, of course, the payout's there.
Definitely a huge boost in our business. You got to thank all the guys that throw the cups, because if it wasn't for these cups, we wouldn't be a name brand.
It's true, neither would I.
That's pretty much it. Source your material and grow good stuff, enter good stuff, win.
Thank you, guys.
They're really supportive of us. I'm really happy that we were able to make a relationship with them, and they're doing all of our trophies. So thank you to Hexus. They're not here with the booth, but I really appreciate everything they do. And the Analytical 360 did our testing, and they did like a huge amount, $9,000 worth of testing for free for you guys. So I hope you guys really appreciate it. Not only events test, a lot of the events do their thing. They don't really test, or they do kind of a botching job of it, and they did a really great job. So thank them. I really appreciate all the stuff that they do, support that company, and they're really wonderful. Thank you, Analytical 360. And, our event was put together here basically by Patty here, who I want to extend a huge gratitude for. I'm going to let him up here to speak, and he did everything. He had all of the booths, he spoke to probably all of you guys, and he was just everywhere doing so much. I didn't have to do almost anything, and he basically did my job for me. So thank you so much to Pat, and he did an awesome job. So without any further ado.
Portland on brought the heat. Thank you so much to all of our vendors. You guys were great out there in the vendor village. You braved some of the storms. That was amazing. You waited on us while we cleared some drains. That was craziness. Thank you all for coming out. I really appreciate you. Definitely want to thank our gold sponsors. They really put it on out here in the gold tent and inside of us right here. World famous Cannabis Cafe, supplying all the wonderful places we got to hang out before and after the parties. Thank them for showing love. Sub-Zero is here. They showed a whole lot of love over here in the corner, giving out for 3 days. We kidnapped with here. Let's not forget Plus Sky High. They hook it up out there with lots of free giveaways, along with our good friends, Sweet Leaf Extractor. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's do it again, Pam.
And now, without further ado, here are the awards. We're going to start off with Best Flowers. Coming in third place is number 55, Jesse James Gardens with Cookies and Cream. All the winners, please come up the stage to the right here.
Just wanted to say thank you to everybody that supported us. This is awesome. Everybody that's put this on. Thank you for everybody's hard work. We love what we do. We couldn't do this without you guys. Thank you.
Second place, number 73, Geek Farms with Headband.
I think I called that. No, you called that. I think Scotty called it first. I just called it.
We'll give you that.
I want to say thank you to my team, Sam and Andrew and Oriah, and Bud and Mandy with Pure Oregon. They were everything for us at the very beginning. I want to support them, and the flyers that they entered were absolutely fired. So, all right.
And the winner for Best Flowers is number 70, Taste of Cascadia with Jack Herrera.
I want to say thank you to everybody that taught me. I wouldn't be here without you guys. Thank you.
All three have an invitation to the finals in December. And now for our special award, Soil to Oil. In order to qualify this, you actually had to enter the same flour you used to make your oil with. And that person is, the people are, Jesse James Gardens with Cookies and Cream Flowers turned into Cookies and Cream Rosin.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
See that comment? Oh shit. See that?
That was Jesse James Gardens for the Soil to Oil Award.
Not again! Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you, everybody. Before I get emotional, thank you.
Yeah!
And now moving on to the concentrate category. We start off with the test results. Highest CBD is number 4, Primo Extracts with Harlequin Tsunami Shatter.
Big ups. It's really cool to get finally acknowledged for Harley Sue. We've given it to a lot of people and it's done a lot of good for everybody, so big ups for that plant. Thank you so much. Awesome. Very awesome.
The highest Terps award goes to number 32, Gentleman's Extracts with Holy Grail OG.
I couldn't be here today, so
Thank you, everyone.
And highest THC goes to number 12, Elephant Extracts with Chernobyl Shatter. Number 12. Okay, where'd Ari go?
Thank you so much.
And now to two of the best of categories. We have best butter is number 11, Original Kush Family with Kryptonite OG Butter. Saw them taking off a little bit early today, so I don't know. Oh, he did? Okay, we'll set that aside for him until we can get that to him. Best non-solvent was number 6, Omega Concentrates, Pineapple Ghost Train Rosin.
I just want to say thanks. I don't know. There's a lot of people that made sure that I was here today, and I can't thank them enough. Thanks.
Finally, Connoisseur's Choice. Number 12, again, Elephant Extracts with Chernobyl Shatter. Now for the top 3 overall, who are also going to the finals in December and facing some of the toughest competition from across the country. 3rd overall is number 47 by Madrone, Airborne G13 by Tangi by Skywalker 600 Shatter.
Right on. Thank you, everybody. It's been a lot of fun being here. So thank you, everybody. It was an awesome time. See you soon.
2nd overall, we have number 23, The Boys, Sour Cookies Live Resin.
Just want to say thank you. We really appreciate everybody's support, especially everybody from day one. We've been really trying really hard. We put a lot of effort into this. We're 3 brothers, and we got a lot of love for hash and cannabis. We grew everything and ran everything ourselves. We just love this stuff. Good, Todd. Boys don't play.
And finally, first place, the first ever PDX Secret Cup, and best shatter as well, is number 14, Regis Filburn with 707 headband live resin.
Yeah, it said 14 was gonna win.
Discuss the ups, the downs.
Amazing.
Definitely a team effort getting this up here. So thanks to everybody. Thanks to Chris for amazing growing, and thanks to the guys at home. Thanks. Yeah.
And last but not least, we want to thank the Refuge and Maria Toth for hosting us here. Fact of the matter is, you guys would not believe how incredibly difficult it is finding a place to throw a cannabis event even in this day and age. So let's give the Refuge a big round of applause for hosting us. And also, we would not be able to do this without the many volunteers that help us out. So please give our entire staff of volunteers a big round of applause. Thank you guys so much for the hard work. And finally, competitors, to get your test results right now, you can go to that Analytical 360 banner right there, and accost Mike, and he will see you up right there. Also, I'm going to be sending out a link that has everybody's test results so you can do a comparison. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Please enjoy the rest of your night.